Good morning, yogis. Welcome to my channel. This is a 10-minute morning yoga stretch to help wake you up and really set the tone for the day ahead. So we are going to just get into it right away, starting in a puppy pose stretch. And you don't need any kind of props for this practice. All you need is your mat, and honestly, even that's optional. So puppy pose from tabletop, keep your hips over your knees and just walk your hands forward and let your heart and your head melt down towards the floor. And you can relax your arms a little here. Just beginning with a little bit of a back bend, stretching out into our shoulders. And we'll try to target every single area of the body here, not leaving anything out. Getting into all of the fascia and the fuzz that accumulates throughout the night. Take one more very big breath here. Feel your ribcage expand front to back and side to side. And go all the way forward onto your belly. And let's widen our arms and our palms. Come up onto the fingertips. So your fingertips will probably be off the mat here. And as you inhale, push into the feet and lift. Chin, chest, up. And exhale, bend the elbows, melt all the way back down. Let's take two more like this. So cobra pose, really waving through. Going slowly so you can feel it all nice and juicy. Last one. And exhale to release. Slide your palms back. Press back into a wide-legged child's pose. Big toes together, knees apart. And you can really bring your knees wider if you're looking for more sensation and more of a stretch. Through your hips, just make sure it's not too much for your low back. Try to soften your belly. And beginning to ask yourself what kind of day you're hoping to have. I like to do one-word intentions in the morning. So you might start to consider and think of that. And let's lift up and we'll find our first downward facing dog. So palms shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. Tuck the toes and go ahead and lift all the way up. And in this downward dog, bend your left knee a lot and just push into your right heel. So stretching through the back of your leg. Keep your arms really straight here as you reach your chest towards your thighs. And then just switch the legs. So right knee bends, see if you can press your left heel down towards the mat. And totally normal for one side to feel more intense than the other. Find your neutral downward facing dog. So the heels will probably not be touching the floor, especially first thing in the morning, and it's totally fine. Let's reach our right leg up to the sky, bend your right knee and open up your hip. See if you can get your right knee up really high here. Engaging through your glutes, keep pushing out through your arms. And then we're gonna step the right foot a few inches behind our wrist, so not all the way up to the top of the mat. Go ahead and roll to the outer edges of both feet, so all 10 toes are pointing towards the long edge of your mat. Lean on your left hand, reach your right arm up and over. So this is like a variation of side plank pose, just to help wake up and engage the obliques. Take one big breath here. And all you're gonna do is let your left hip drop down towards the floor and reach your right hand back. So get that nice, juicy side bending stretch here, as well as a hip opener. Big deep breath, and now push as you circle the arm down. And we're just gonna step the left foot forward to the top of the mat, ragdoll fold. So you can keep your feet very wide here. Bend your knees generously as you just let your upper body rest over your thighs. Maybe swaying your head. Letting go of any tension from your neck and from your jaw. And releasing fingertips down towards the floor and just step back, downward facing dog. We'll go and do that little short sequence on the other side. Reach your left leg up to the sky with a bent knee. Reach that knee up as high as you can. And it's like you're trying to open that hip without twisting too much in your shoulders. Squeezing it in. And then we'll step the foot forward just a few inches behind your left wrist, so not all the way forward. Roll to the outer edges of both feet, so all 10 toes pointing towards the left side of your mat. Keep your right hand down and extend your left arm up and over. And you'll want to really push your feet into the floor here to keep your hips up nice and high. Lots of length, and let your right hip lower down towards the mat. Reach your left hand to the back of your mat. So big side body stretch. Keep trying to push that left knee open. I love to do side bends in the morning. Super energizing. And looking forward again, we're going to step into our ragdoll fold. So this time your right foot steps forward to the top of the mat. And maybe again you choose to hold on to the elbows. You can sway a little bit side to side. And instead of going back into our downward facing dog, from here, release your fingertips down. Bring your heels in, toes out into your squat as you lower. You can use your elbows to push your knees open a little wider, roll your shoulders back. Lots of length. And let's set our hips down to the mat. Taking a seated twist from here, you're going to cross your right foot over your left thigh. Keep both sit bones anchored to the floor. Hug that thigh in close with your left arm. Bring your right fingertips behind you as you open and look back. So try to lengthen as much as you can here so you're not rounding or contracting. One more big breath and face forward. Let's switch sides. Cross your left foot over the top of your right thigh. Find length first and maintain this length as you hug the left leg in, left fingertips behind you and twist. One more big breath. And facing forward, let's release. Just come into a toe squat. I'm going to turn towards you to make it easier to see, but all you're doing is curling your toes under and letting your hips sit on top of your heels, stretching through the bottoms of the feet here. Reach your arms up towards the sky, interlace your fingers, press your palms up, inhale, and just take it into a side bend, leaning over to one side, pressing into that hip. Inhale back to center and just switch to the other side. Coming all the way back, let's release. Now interlace your fingers behind your lower back, roll the shoulders back and find a little back bend. See if you can lift your knuckles off of the tailbone. And exhale to release. Find our last downward facing dog. Palms shoulder width distance apart, feet hip width distance apart. And just notice if maybe the heels are able to go a tiny bit closer towards the floor. You can paddle the feet. And we'll take a little flow. Inhale, come forward into your plank pose, strong through your core. Exhale, lower down. Point your toes back, push into the feet. Open your heart, cobra. Exhale to release. Our last downward facing dog. Get any final little movements here that feel good in your down dog. Stretching it out. No tension in your neck. And let's bring our knees down to the floor. Take a seat, close your eyes, sitting up tall. Rolling your shoulders back. Let's bring our hands together at the front of our hearts. Choosing a one-word intention for the day ahead. How do you want this day to go? What is the one word that represents how you want to feel today and what you want to focus on? Feel this word and this intention anchor into your heart. And we'll close with the chant of Om one time. Inhale to chant. Big breath in. Namaste. Thank you so much, yogis, for doing this 10-minute morning yoga stretch with me. I hope you enjoyed it and that you have a little bit more energy for the day ahead. I would love for you to practice with me every single morning. 10 minutes is all that you need. I have so many of these morning yoga practices to hopefully make it really easy for you to start the day with just a little bit of breath and movement and, intention as well. So if you have a one-word intention, please leave it down below in the comments. I really love to know what words you guys pick. Please subscribe to my channel if you don't already, and maybe I'll practice again with you tomorrow. Namaste.